Hi boys and girls, and welcome back to Modern Builds HD. Here today we are going to be continuing on part 2 now of our guest house tutorial. Now this is a small house designed to go at the end of a garden, for example, or maybe if you're in survival, you don't have many materials and you want to make a small but cool looking house, this will suit you. Now I just want to say thank you for the awesome support on the first video, and sorry about the audio by the way. Halfway through, randomly it just cut out and I still do not know why that happened, but anyways, it happened. Stuff like this happens with YouTube, you just gotta get on with it. So inside here we're going to use some light stained grey clay, and we are just going to put like a sign here, and what this is going to be is like a little sort of drawer, modern drawer. If you are on survival and you are literally building this home to keep materials in and so on, I would highly recommend you put a chest here. Just saying. And it is very simple, but it does add a lot. And then we're just going to put like a little flower pot here. Let's see what flowers we can put inside that will look cool. Just a poppy, that looks pretty smart. And then we can have some sort of lighting on the top, so torches. Now if you are on default, you can use glowstone, beacons, whatever. The torches on Flows HD don't really look like proper real torches, they look more sort of like lights, so that's why I'm tending to use them a little bit more on my builds, because they are quite modern. So actually let's see if we can make sort of like a high up shelf. So get out some quartz. Obviously guys, if you don't have many materials, you can adapt these things, so you can use woods, all kinds of stuff. If you're on survival especially and you don't have many materials, that would be a very good idea. So we're just having a little torch there, top of a slab, and just to make this room look a little bit less woody, because it is really woody at the moment, we're going to put painting somewhere. I reckon up here would look good. Yeah, so like that. That looks pretty smart. And across the floor we're just going to have sort of like a grey carpet. I'm just going to put that there, just sort of make it look a little bit nicer. And there we go. It's a very simple room, but this is just to keep some storage, and this is just the room that you come into. So I think we did agree on the last video this was going to be the lounge area. Now for lounges, a great material, especially for the chairs and sofas etc., is snow. There's so much that you can do with this material. Now we're just going to pretend that these are sort of movable materials, so I think we may actually need to have like full blocks here just in case. So I'm just gonna, you can use any material just underneath, you're not gonna see it, but you need full blocks just so you can put down that snow, because snow is a little bit of a nasty block sometimes and it does not want to place. So I'm gonna keep this fairly low profile, 3 blocks tall. And then we are obviously going to have to replace these blocks as well, just so we can put the snow down. Just put that like so, and then again just put the blocks, so like that. Very simple design of sofa, but still looks pretty effective and nice looking. Here what we can do is get some black stained glass panels, panes even, and just use a white stained glass pane there as well, and it makes this really modern but cool looking TV design. And I can remember this from like the first time that we had stained glass. No one knew what to do with it, and me and my friends were just coming up with some really awesome ideas. So over here now we're going to get out some grey stained clay. There we go, and we are just going to go bam bam, actually no, closer. And what these will be is pretty much just like side speaker docks, you know, because this is going to be like a pretty cool place. Then we can use item frames and put jukeboxes in. That is one method of doing this, but I'm going to experiment something else. Whoops. I'm going to have an item frame, right? And then if you're using Flows HD, this will work for you. If you're using a different texture pack, either get Flows HD, or you may want to use a different method, because not all dispensers look that great, but I just thought this might look pretty cool, and it actually does. It's just the dispensers just look like mini speaker systems, and that is actually pretty cool. Around here, gonna want like a little sort of kitchen area, I'd say. So all we're gonna use for that is, since the theme is sort of grey, we're gonna go ahead and use some darker grey stained clay actually. That may look a little bit more flush, and then just get a furnace. We already have one out, so furnace, and then a hooper hopper, and then what you will need is a lever just for the tap. So I'm gonna put dispenser here, right? Then we are gonna put grey stained clay here, and then hooper hopper there. A really small kitchen, but it is quite effective. And if you put the item frame down here, you can get out some red carpet, is your choice of course, just for a little bit more detail and just a cool sort of look. Yeah, so now that is a hot tub, and as you can see, that does look pretty mean. So in here now, what we can do is put that there, and then we can get out, I'll just say normal carpet, just to lighten up the kitchen a little bit. And just put this here, and what this is just like a little drawer, as you can see. Now what we're going to do is get out slabs, just like that. No, not quite, I wanted, and that is just going to sort of suck all the steam out of the top of the dispenser. You may see some people like with them, that is just like a pretty cool mini kitchen design there. Of course, so now we've got our little sort of muck room, whatever you want to call it, little storage room where you walk in, kind of like your hallway. We have got mini kitchen and lounge. Oh yeah, that's one other thing that we need to see if we can fit it in anywhere. Yeah, we can have like a mini fridge in the kitchen as well. Lighting, I think we should go ahead and use some torches, because torches on Flows HD, like I said before, don't really look like torches. They're kind of modern and awesome looking. Torches aren't the best looking on most texture packs, but on Flows it does look pretty ace. So we're just gonna have two here. One there would look way too much, so I think we're just gonna leave it like that. Just, you know, image this room like there's never night time. Now what we're gonna do is use some snow for the bed as well. You can get some really awesome little designs going. Oh damn. And this is going to be a bed that is 3 by 3, so it's going to be a pretty large bed. And again, you will need to replace it to get them slabs out the way, so you can go ahead and place the snow, because snow is a really easy material to get, yet you can do so much with it. So we're just going to have that there like this. Is that connected? Yes it is. And then we will just go ahead and get out our grey stained clay, the darker one, because it looks more effective next to a light colour. And then we will just level this out so it is one snow sort of snow slab away from that. As you can see, that's a pretty cool bed design. Now what we're going to do is get out some light grey carpet and just, no, I thought that was doable. Okay, don't do that, it will delete the block. What I was going to have was sort of like a duvet cover over it, but I guess, you know, being Minecraft and annoying without world edit, it's not really doable. I do kind of like the bed design anyway, like that. It's very simple but it looks kind of awesome. And now what we're going to do is we are going to have some more cabinets, so just two here, and then we will have an iron block. You will notice that my iron block is different to yours if you are using Flows HD. That is because my texture pack is slightly edited by me, because I wanted to make it look a little bit nicer. And what this is all this is just like, it's a fridge, like a mini fridge. So we didn't have one in the kitchen because there wasn't enough space, so I figured, you know what, let's put one in here. They can have a mini fridge in their room. That's pretty cool. Then we will have black stained clay. Whoops, get out. we'll just put that there. And this can be like an old-fashioned derpy TV, so we're just gonna have like an aerial lead here. Just have that back though, so it looks a little bit nicer. And then if you're really creative, what you can do is make a map of like your TV screen. So you go to an area, you design a whole ground to like look from a bird's eye view as a pattern. You take a map, sort of, you click on your map and then it will come up on your map, and you can have all kinds of cool stuff that I see people do, and it is pretty smart. So for example here, let's just get our map, and I'm just going to go fly here to the middle of my, whoa, okay, tree. I'm just going to go fly to the middle of my map and take a nice little screenshot. So sorry it's getting a little bit laggy now, it is pretty intensive over here. So I'm going to do that. Okay guys, so if you're using Shaders Mod on Forge, do not try and open a map. A big lesson, I forgot about it, it does crash your Minecraft. That was kind of annoying. Instead, let's just go ahead and use a painting. Much easier, and it won't crash your whole Minecraft. Unfortunately, Forge does have a few problems, but they will be fixed eventually, and I mean, come on, you get the Shaders Mod for it, so it's kind of worth it. Another little thing that we can do over here as well that I just remembered is we just put white stained glass here just to let in a little bit of light, and we will put a door here obviously because it is the bedroom and all bedrooms must have doors. So there we go. That is a cool little feature. We now have the TV, and this thing is still lacking something. I'm confused on what it is that it is lacking, but we need more detail. I think it just looks a little bit too woody. I guess we can use sand. This is if you're using flows, use sand. If not, use a wall stained clay or something, because otherwise it will not look that great. The only reason I'm telling you guys to use sand is because it's like a creamy color, kind of like a carpet, so it suits this room quite well, and this build does look quite woody, so it also benefits the build as well. Then what you're going to want to do is get out a door. Okay, my keyboard spazzed out there quite a lot. Yeah, so just close that and just have this here. So now, as you can see, when you walk into the room, it looks like 100 times better. I think another good thing to do would be put a painting on the wall just to make it look a little bit nicer. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's kind of nice. So I don't want to make this build too overcomplicated. I do want to keep it quite simple. So I think that's pretty good. And then what we would do is just have a torch light. And where can we put you? I think we will just have you there. Okay. Actually no, put the torch inside an item frame like this. And what this will do is it will still emit light, but it won't melt the snow. It's a very good building feature. Most people go, oh, like that sucks, I can't put glowstone there. Guys, if you put down torches first and then an item frame over, you can have that awesome lighting, and you also won't melt anything, unless of course you've got a server where you can sort of eliminate these things. In the side of the wall here, I think this is jungle wood, so we're gonna have to go switch to jungle wood. I think what we should do is just have like a few cabinets, but a really cool thing that you can do is, no, this is actually spruce wood, is do things like this. So you would expect it to show on the outside, but it doesn't. It's a flat back, so you get things like just built-in cupboards by doing little details like this that work really nicely. See if we can put any others. No, I think that's about good. And that is the build done, guys. A very simple tutorial. Do not delete the door like I just did. It's been a bit of an awkward recording, but it was fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for the support on part 1. I hope I get that same support on part 2. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to pop that like button and go subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next Let's Build, whatever it might be. See you there.